Okay.
Like,
So, continuing on our journey through history, last time we left off, and you talked about your first kiss with Louis in the movie theater when you were pointing to where you lived, and there was a smackaroo, and then we read today about his 10-day leave and how you guys saw each other every day and wrote the letters, and then your dad tried to introduce you to some guy, Tony, who you're like, no, I'm committed to Louis. And then your dad busted your bubble and said, we're leaving town. No more Delano. Hello, Fresno. I got a job over there. And so, what are you feeling when you have this new location and your dad says, you can go to the dance? How did you know about the dance? Did you find it? Did your dad find it? Like what's it called? The rainbow dance place. How did you know where to go dancing?
My dad knew where everything was.
Oh, your dad knew.
Yeah.
So what happened? Was he trying to cheer you up from the move? Were you the one wanting it?
Probably. He knew I liked dancing.
Mm-hmm.
He knew that, and so he wanted to keep it safe. That's what he would tell me. And I think that was his way too of saying, watch it, Because he would tell me, he says, if anybody offers you a drink, don't take it. Or take it and don't drink it. So, because I didn't know all these things.
Mm-hmm.
I'd never been in that position, so I would listen and I trusted him. So yeah, he dropped me off the first time he dropped me off. The other ones, he would come in and stand right there.
So the first time you went, he just dropped you off and you showed up by yourself?
Uh-huh.
And what did you do?
I went inside to look around.
And what did you see when you looked around?
And I saw that they had couches on the sides. Very pretty, very, very elegant.
What color?
What color couches? What color couches did they have?
Was it, what kind of material?
A neutral, regular.
Yeah.
Regular neutral colors. And chandeliers. I remember the chandeliers.
Ooh.
They're very pretty. Yeah.
And were there a lot of people there?
Yeah. Oh, everybody was dancing. And then when I came in, they had intermission.
Oh, so you were a little late.
Yeah. And you had to take off your coat and go check it in the check.
Mm.
And that's what I was doing. I was putting my coat where it belonged. And just walking in and getting to know who's gonna play, finding out. It was an experience.
Was it a band that was playing?
Mm-hmm.
Was it English or Spanish music?
Spanish.
Spanish music? Oh, okay. So you're looking around, and then what do you see? What are people doing?
They're getting ready to go back. Maybe they went to the restroom, whatever. They're ready to go back to the dance floor. Oh, then I met somebody.
Who'd you meet?
Your dad.
Ah! How did you meet him? During intermission?
During intermission, because I was, wondering where am I going to sit. My dad was gone already, so where am I going to sit? And let's see, it's close to the dance floor, trying to figure out the things. And then this guy, he's so happy, and he was making it, he was with somebody, some other lady, but he wasn't really with her. I mean, they were like just friends. It looked like high and by type thing. So, but I was looking for the music. Where is the music? And where's the players? Who are they? Why do they play? I asked all these questions, And is my coat gonna be safe where I put it? But anyway, this guy comes, all happy, And he says, "Can I have this dance?" Haha, that's what I was waiting for.
How did you answer?
I says, "Yeah, as soon as the music starts." And he's all happy, you know. And then comes all the players and got up on the stage. And it was a very good band, very good Mexican band. And so we danced the rest of the evening.
Wow.
Hmm. And I could tell that he was a very good dancer, you know. He was. I'm gonna give credit what he's doing. He was very good dancer. And then he was talking, asking questions, and I was just and then I had to tell him, you know, when he got a little too friendly, I had to tell him, I'm going around with a Marine. He didn't care. Let's dance the other one.
Oh my.
Louis was not a dancer.
Uh-uh.
He didn't dance.
And you like to dance.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
I
So
do.
did your dad see you when he picked you up that you were dancing with Dad?
Yeah, he was always there a little bit early,
Oh.
and he's just stand there. There'd be a lot of people standing.
Did you know your dad was watching you?
Oh yeah. Yeah, oh yeah. He was right in front, and he always wear like, you know, he had his mustache and like the bad guy, or the good guy, or whatever you wanted to call. You know, that's my dad. And let's go.
Did he like meet Dad or no?
Not that day.
No.
Not that day. He had asked me, you know, where I lived, and but it was very strange because I figured he lives on the same street as I lived,
Hmm.
and he told me his brother used to live right there in the corner where the school was. Well, heck, I used to go to that school just to walk around, and you know, and talk to the kids that were there. Well, kids my age. I thought I was big. But I remembered that I had talked to that guy and then to his dad. So I was had just moved in there not too long ago at the time, and so I just wanted to meet people. And there was a girl, and she was a sister to the, you know, one of the guys that went to the funeral, your dad's funeral, where they had that, and everybody stood up to say something. That guy that was there running the show, he was the one that I met at the dance, because he's Child's son.
Oh wow.
We used to go to the playground and play, and you know, when you're young.
Oh wow.
But I didn't say anything
So
because
Child is the one who lived on. Dad was staying with Child.
Dad was staying with everybody.
Oh, cause was he in the military already?
He had just gotten out
Oh, okay.
the week before. He had just gotten out. That's why he was so happy dancing in a dance. Okay.
Oh wow.
Oh, forget it. From that time on, his car was there all the time
At the dance place?
at my house.
Oh, he went to your house?
He used to go just to say hi.
Wait, okay, so after the dance, your dad picks you up, and then when's the next time you see Dad?
Oh, he of course, that's the first thing they ask you. And I didn't know any of that, you know. They ask you where you live, you know, and all the to them is the real questions, you know, that they can go with. To me, it was just being honest. You know, and tell, it's so dumb, huh? It actually is, because I told them where I lived, and then Bobby used to, your dad used to go and park right like across the street from where I lived. He just parked there. And then he'd see Bobby. Bobby was always running to the store or wherever. And then he got a hold of him and told him to tell me that I was there, that he was there.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, Bobby came and he told me right away. And I said, oh yeah, I met him at the dance, yeah. I said, and Louis, who had already left to go to San Diego to finish his training. And so, you know, standing there, and so he didn't want to get down because he didn't know if he trust your dad or not. You know, but I told your dad, I said, oh, he's one of the guys that was over there at the dance. You know, oh, is that the one you were dancing with all that time? Yeah. So then he said, I'd like to talk to him.
Mm-hmm.
And I said, well, let me go and see if he wants to talk to you. I don't know. So I went and I asked him. I told him, first of all, my dad is kind of concerned, and so he wants to meet you. Yeah, he got off the car right away.
Were you there? Did you hear what they said?
Yeah.
Yeah.
He introduced himself right away, told him his name, and then they started talking
In Spanish?
in Spanish. And right off the top of the thing, he said, if you're going to be dancing with my daughter, you have to respect her. Because if you don't, you're in trouble. And he asked him where he lived and what he did for a living. Oh my God. The whole shebang. And then when I told him, oh, I live right, my older brother lives right here in the corner. I just got out of the service. So my brother got me a job where he works. And so I'm more or less staying there for now.
Where was that? What kind of work was he doing? Do you remember?
Was he doing as work?
Yeah, what did Child do? Like, what did Dad start doing with Child? Was it like a factory or?
I don't understand the question.
So, like, Dad got a job with Child, but what was Child? What kind of work did Child do?
Dad didn't get a job with Child.
Oh, where did he get his job?
Dad was working already. He was working for Granny Goose because his brother had given him the address to go.
Oh, okay.
And so he had gone and applied, and then he got the job. So he had just started.
Oh.
And that was, but the other one, let's see, what was the other one doing?
So he got out of the service, and then right away he got a job with Granny Goose.
They got him the brother, the bigger brother, older brother, got him a job right away. And then I guess he was staying with them for a while. And that's when we met. No.
So, because Dad was raised in Fresno, right? Because he had Medicare there, and yeah.
Yeah.
So he knew that town well. That's why he went back there.
Yeah.
Okay.
And when he'd come to on furlough or whatever, he would borrow their car.
Oh, so
And
he,
go around. There's a little Ford, a little black Ford. You know, those ones that kind of in the back.
oh yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. So your dad talked to him and felt a little more comfortable, and then your dad let you go out with him, or just dancing?
He would leave that up to me,
Mm-hmm.
but he you know, he would let me go out to a dance, but he says he couldn't get me a car yet.
Because he had promised you a car, right?
Oh yeah. But I crashed it.
You crashed it? His car?
The car that, you know, I got on it because we went to the store, very close to the store. And then, well, I didn't know how to drive. So he told me to move the car, you know. I think he wanted to test me, but I said, sure. And I go and get in the car and start it up. And bang, I hit the thing. I said, oh no, this car is too fast or something. He says, ooh, now I'm in trouble. But no, he came right away.
Fix it. Help
You
you.
take the car.
Mm-hmm.
And it was so funny.
What kind of car was it? Do you remember?
It was, let's see, the one he drove was not the same one that he had that one time. I guess it was from a friend of his or something.
Oh.
I know, to top it off. Or maybe from his brother. I don't know. I didn't inquire as to what or who or what. But he had his own car, and it was nice. It was a Chevrolet, the old-fashioned ones. You know, of course, then it was the thing to have.
Yeah.
They had the one that looked like the windows. He got it as soon as he got out of the service. It had the windows, and, you know, just what a Chevy looks like.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Wow.
And then he was feeling good because he had a job and he had his car. So he was a little bit more advanced than Louis.
Because he was getting out
Yeah,
and Louis was going in.
and Louis was getting ready to go overseas,
Mm-hmm.
which he did after he finished his training.
So your dad let you go to the movies with, or let you go to the dances with Dad, but who would pick you up after the
Him.
dances?
He'd be right
Your
there.
dad would still get you,
Oh, yeah.
even though he knew Dad. Yeah.
Yeah.
And then where else did Dad take you? To dances? To the
He
park?
really didn't. He really gave me room. You know, not be right on top of me.
Mhm.
He wanted to see what decisions and how I made them and whether or not.
Because he knew you had a boyfriend.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, yeah, he was always strict, and he always would tell me, you should not do that, you should not do this.
What did your dad do for work in Fresno? You said he got a job. What was he doing?
He had he didn't stay with one for the whole years or anything. He worked here because the people in those areas, they do a lot of farm related to farm work, especially like in there in Fresno.
Mm-hmm.
And there's very few at the time Mexican. The only Mexicans that were in there were the ones that worked in the field, or unless they had a lot of money, and then that changed it a little bit.
So what did your dad do on the farm?
What did my
You
dad?
said he worked at different places, but like what kind
He
of work?
knew so many people. He knew people. Well, that's how I got my job, because he knew the owner of the store
Yeah.
and asked him if he would give me.
So he didn't work on the farm. He wasn't like a laborer that was picking grapes or anything like that. No.
Oh no. Oh, my dad. No way.
So what did he do on the farm? Do you know?
Drive. He drove a small truck. I remember. And they have to have somebody the guys that work in the field. They have to have somebody direct them or tell them, what they're going to do for the day or whatever they do.
Mm-hmm.
And so he did that. That's it. And to me, it seemed like he played all the time. It's like a young person. And he had like a young mind because he could relate to me as well as he did.
Yeah. Yeah. It was. And Bobby, how old was he?
Hello. Stella. Oh my goodness, where are you?
I'm here. I'm still in Fresno, but Chrissy's going to drop me off Saturday in the evening.
Here?
Yes.
Saturday?
Oh, great.
I'm sorry, Friday.
Okay, Friday.
Write it down.
Okay, I got it.
And anyway, she's going to be leaving to San Jose. We have a volleyball tournament with her daughter.
Okay.
So and then she's going to pick me up Monday. Monday's a holiday. I think it's Martin Luther King's Day.
Yeah.
So,
Okay.
so they'll be done with the tournament maybe in the afternoon. I'm not too sure. I'm really not too sure how it is. But she knows, she knows you live close to San Jose because I wasn't going to go. And then she says, Mom, do you want me to drop you off at Lucy's?
Oh, how nice. Sure.
And then I
Sure.
said, okay. I said, okay. But apparently they had rented a house for her and her friends. Since the daughter, her friend has a girl that plays volleyball. But then, I said, well, so anyway, they weren't going to get to the house till Saturday. But it turned out that they got I guess it's a hotel and it has a little kitchen. That's what she was saying.
Oh,
So,
that's interesting. Yeah, I'll wait for you then.
okay, I'll talk to you later. Somebody's calling me. Okay, bye-bye.
Bye.
Oh, that's good. Your sister's gonna
You're
be
talking
there.
about-
I know, right? So how old was Bobby when Dad like at that time when Dad he was like probably like 8 or 9, I'm thinking.
About 8.
Yeah. I didn't hang up.
He must have been about 8 because he was running everywhere, He's- And then they expected me to take care of that kid. I thought to myself, I'm not here to take care of kids.
Did Dad ever give him anything like money or gum or candy to like get on his good side?
Oh, no. He would, at first, he would first park across the street. And then from there, he would call him. Because Bobby's everywhere. He would call him and then ask him to, if he was related to me, the whole thing. And to go and let me know that I was waiting for him.
Thank you, Bobby. Okay, so you're seeing Dad, you're going dancing with him, your dad's like picking you up for the dances, and then what happens? Do you like start to like him? Do you like something happens?
Who, with Louis?
No, Dad.
Oh, Dad.
Yeah.
He'd come around, he was like, he couldn't walk, he would fly, just like, well, fast, he was fast. he'd take me to the dances.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And then did you start to like him, and then you decided to leave? Or?
He would buy me like, and I can tell you one that I really liked, and it was like a little case like this, and it was full of um, nail polish.
Oh.
Nail polish and scissors and
Oh.
everything for the manicure.
Nice.
Yeah, and I like that one a lot.
I ask you because I think about like, what a conflict one might have. Like I have a boyfriend, but I'm having fun with this new guy. Like, is there something?
Well, yeah, but don't forget the other one. I felt a lot for him. The only thing is that he wasn't there, and he had to be gone for about, say, 2 years overseas to serve in not in the military, but to serve the country.
Yeah.
So I knew he wasn't going to be around. I knew that. So because I started, I kept on going to the dances and everywhere,
Mm-hmm.
because
Living your life.
right, and even more so because I was not, everything was new to me.
Mm-hmm.
Don't forget, I'm texting.
Yeah, and your grandparents kept you home.
So, and it was everything was new, and things were exciting and some things were not.
At what point did you leave your dad's house? Like, was that right after you met?
No, because of the fact I didn't leave right away. My uncle came to pick me up to take me home.
Oh.
But then I told him I wasn't going to leave. I was going to stay a little bit longer.
Oh. Which uncle?
The drunkie, the
Sisto.
younger, the sister, the young one.
Did he take the bus to come get you?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. Yeah, because he wasn't driving.
Yeah.
And
You stayed
yeah.
longer.
But I was like, whatever. And I kept going to the dances.
You like the freedom.
I did, and because I wanted to know what's underneath here,
Yeah.
I wanted to explore, and I met some girls. There was one girl that was, she was everywhere, but she was like snotty, real snotty, and that was his niece, and I had seen her several times, but personality wise, I didn't care for her. I was just wanting to be out in a dancing.
You still like to dance. It's in your shoes.
It's funny. It's funny how who in my family liked to dance as much as I did.
Yeah, it probably felt good, empowering you,
Yeah.
independence, and growing up to become an adult, and then what caused you to leave your dad's house then? Because your child came. She still came to get you, and you said no, I want to stay longer.
Mm-hmm.
But then you eventually returned back to Texas. So what caused you to go back to Texas?
His wife.
Oh, you had a fight?
No, she was lazy, and I've never been in that position, and with all those kids, that house needed to be brought up. It was a mess, and so I'd get them to have, even the boys, even Bobby, let's do this and let's do that. Can you get that? And because I wanted everything to be in order. And she's over there laying in the couch. She'd always be pulling on her hair. And I thought to myself, this isn't going to work. I'm not going to be her maid. I'm not going to be that. I'm leaving. So what I did, I packed my suitcase and I put it under my bed. And I thought, whenever they leave, because sometimes she would go with my dad, whenever they leave, I'm going to take off.
How did you have the money to take off?
I wrote to my grandmother and asked her for the fare.
Oh,
So she right away sent it. Yeah, I had connections.
okay.
My grandmother probably was dancing. Yeah.
And then your stepmom left with your dad, and then what do? How do you get out of there?
Oh,
You have the suitcase under the bed. You're
Yeah.
ready to go. Your parents are gone. Then what do?
I called taxi.
Oh, okay. Call the taxi. And what about the kids?
You know, I would see, what's her name? Rebecca. She was little then. And she saw that I was getting my suitcase and leaving, and I guess she felt it, and she went, as I left, because the taxi was there to pick me up, and I was running to get got my stuff, and I went out, and I turned around, and she was in the window, crying, and I felt so bad. I felt really bad. But I had already talked to one of the neighbors, and I had explained to her that I was leaving and I needed somebody to take care of the kids while their parents came. And she said she would. And so I trusted her. They had to. Otherwise, I would have to leave them by themselves. So,
How about Mary and Bobby? Because they were older. What were they doing?
well, they were always, they were like their mom and dad.
Yeah, but like, what did they do when you left? What did they say?
They were not there. I sent them to the store.
Oh. Before the taxi came.
Of course.
You called the taxi, send them off, because they would have been older, right?
Yeah.
Yeah,
They took care of the other ones.
the whole crew.
Yeah.
Wow. We're going to pause there because that's definitely another chapter when you leave Fresno and go back to Texas, and we'll find out what happens. Stay tuned.
I was so happy when I was in the Greyhound. Once I was sitting there getting to LA.
Freedom.